Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Christina. I am a homeschooling mom of 5 kids ages 1, 2, 5, 9, and 13. In today's video, I'm sharing with you my summer reading list. So this is not the summer reading list for my kids or for my family. This is my personal summer reading list. I am so excited to dive into these books. I've gotten so busy lately with the end of the school year, both at home homeschooling and at work teaching my 10th graders, and my YouTube channel and Instagram, and just getting things ready for spring and summer around the house, that I have not been reading as much as I would like. But I'm super excited about these books that I have ready to go to read for summer. I didn't want to be overly ambitious because I do want to spend a lot of time with my family, and realistically, I don't know how much time I will have to read. So I have 4 to share with you today, and then I may update you guys if I end up adding to this list. So first up, guys, first up is a book that I've been eyeing pretty much all school year. I read a whole bunch of homeschooling books and books for moms, and I was taking my time working through the last one that I read that I just finished up, Awaking Wonder, and that is not on my summer read list because I just finished it and it was so good. So if you haven't read it, I would strongly recommend adding it to your summer reading list. It's Awaking Wonder by Sally Clarkson. So good. But the first one on my list is a short one, so I might start with this one. It's one that I've been wanting to read and that I've heard wonderful things about. It's by Sarah Mackenzie, the same author of The Read Aloud Family, which I shared about that book on my top 10 books for homeschooling and parenting that I did a couple months back. And I've been wanting to read this one, Teaching from Rest, A Homeschooler's Guide to Unshakable Peace. I don't know about you, but I could definitely use Unshakable Peace, and I definitely want to teach from rest. This says, those who have made the decision to homeschool their children have done so out of great love for their children and a desire to provide them an excellent education in the context of a warm, enriching home. Yet so many parents who have taken up this challenge find the enterprise often full of stress, worry, and anxiety. In this practical, faith-based, and inspirational book, Sarah Mackenzie addresses these questions directly, appealing to her own study of restful learning and her struggle to bring restful learning to her children. So this will probably be the first one I read. It's so hard because I want to read them all. So I don't know. I'll have to keep you posted over on Instagram or on here about what order I read these in. So that's Teaching from Rest. Next up is another one that's been on my list for a while, probably since the beginning of not the school year, but this year in terms of 2021. This one is Adventuring Together by Greta Eskridge. It says how to create connections and make lasting memories with your kids. I've been wanting to read this one. This was definitely on my to be read list after Awaking Wonder. It was like I would not allow myself to order it until I finished Waking Wonder. But this one, I figured what better way than summertime to read this book to get inspired to try these things. It says, create, connect, imagine, adventure. In a world where many voices compete for your kids' attention and hearts, how do we draw them into the joys of relational connection? Join Greta Eskridge in finding ways to create, maintain, and grow lasting connections with your kids. Adventuring Together provides practical ideas for competing with the lure of technology, tips for adventuring on a budget, and inspiration for pushing yourself and your kids beyond your comfort zone to serve and enjoy each other well. I'm really excited about this because I want to have just this spirit of adventure in our family. I have never been a really outdoor person until the last couple of years that I've just been like getting into it more and more. And I feel like it's one of those things that you just have to like jump in with kind of like a childlike sense of wonder. And like wanting my children to have that was what initially inspired me to do that. But then I found that I really loved learning more about nature and getting out into nature. We're trying to learn, like we are planning some camping trips this summer and things like that. And I feel like this book, I'm looking forward to this book helping us find ways to really like for real go and adventure with our kids. So Adventuring Together, I also might want to read this one first so that it inspires me early on. I don't know. The next one is one that has not been on my list for a long time, but that I'm really excited to read for a couple of reasons. So if you've been following me for any length of time, you've probably noticed that I don't ascribe strictly to any particular style in terms of homeschooling, any particular methodology or anything like that really intensely. I totally respect people that do. Like, I'm Charlotte Mason. I'm a classical conversations homeschooler. I'm an eclectic homeschooler. I am a Montessori homeschooler. And the list goes on and on. I pull what I love from all of those different methodologies and what I think works for me as a teacher and for my children as learners, and how it relates to whatever we're learning at the time. And Montessori is always something that I was interested in. Like when I was studying to become a teacher, I did some of my like service hours or observation hours in a Montessori school locally. So I've always been interested in it, but I've never really like adopted it, and don't necessarily plan to adopt it fully because I like the freedom to like do what I want and do what works for us. So I also don't want to be like held to some standard of like, that's not Montessori. Like, I don't care. Like, love you, love whatever works for you and what you want to do, but like, I don't want to be held to that standard. However, it's total tangent, but I just wanted to give you like my thinking behind this book. So next up on my list is the Montessori Toddler. And this says A Parent's Guide to Raising a Curious and Responsible Human Being. And I got this because my fourth child, who is a complete joy and hysterical and as cute can be and smarter than you could imagine, has thrown me for a little bit of a loop in terms of like the energy level and the will and all of those things. Like, he is a force to be reckoned with, and we all absolutely love him, but he is a force. That's just the truth. And so it's led me and inspired me to change some things up. Like, you guys know I did my whole playroom remodel. If you did not see that, go back and watch it. It is a serious makeover, guys. Like, trying to be minimal, trying to have things be less overwhelming. And I also made it a more active play area for my guy who likes to climb and jump so much. So instead of telling him, no, he can't climb and jump all of it over everything, I tried to make it a space where he could climb and jump all over most of what's in there. So anyway, another tangent, but this one is the Montessori Toddler, and this is specifically for ages 1 through 3. So that will work perfectly for my youngest two, who are 1 and 2. It's time to change the way we see toddlers. Using the principles developed by the educator Dr. Maria Montessori, Simone Davies shows how to turn life with a terrible two into a mutually rich and rewarding time of curiosity, learning, respect, and discovery. With hundreds of practical ideas for every aspect of living with a toddler, here is how to stay composed when your toddler is not, and set limits with love and respect. Set up your home and get rid of the chaos. Create Montessori activities that are just right for your 1 to 3-year-old. Raise an inquisitive learner who loves exploring the world around them, and see the world through your toddler's eyes and be surprised and delighted by their perspective. I'm super excited about this book, guys, because I want to do all of these things. And so I'm going to start here, but then I also plan to study a little bit more about the Montessori methods for like Gia's age group and Jackson's age group, and even my oldest, because I've seen more and more lately a lot of stuff out there that's saying like Montessori methods do not have to stop with younger children. So that's where they originated, but there are some tried and true methods that really do carry over into the teenage years. So I'll be kind of working my way up with that. So that's the Montessori Toddler. Super excited. So this is probably one that I'll be reading alongside like all of the others. I probably won't read these all like in isolation, like in order. This one's probably one that I'll like read in and out of, not like cover to cover and then move on to the next. I'll read it along with the other books. Last one is one that has popped up a couple of different times that I've seen a couple of different moms recommend, and just the name of it alone interested me, Becoming Mom Strong. Now, I have 5 children, so I have experience, but like I am still not an expert on this mom thing, and I like still could use all of the strength that I can get. So this one says How to Fight with All That's in You for Your Family and Your Faith by Heidi St. John. And so I'm really excited about this one. It says, have you ever looked into the faces of the people who call you mom and wondered what in the world you got yourself into? If you're like many Christian moms today, you're reading the headlines and watching the rapid fire changes in our world with frustration and fear. Let's face it, we're dealing with problems and questions that previous generations didn't even see coming. So I'm really excited to read this one as well. Again, I'm not sure what order I'll read these in, guys. We'll see how it goes. But just to recap, Teaching from Rest, Adventuring Together, Becoming Mom Strong, and The Montessori Toddler. So if you have read any of these books, let me know down below. If you think you might try one of these books, also let me know, because we could totally chat while we're reading these over the summer. I'd be interested to get another mom's thoughts as I'm reading through these. If you are hoping to find summer reading lists for kids, stay tuned, because on Thursday, June 3rd, I am joining a collaboration with a whole bunch of other moms here on YouTube to share our summer reading lists for our kids. And I think some of them might also be sharing their own personal summer reading lists as well. So stay tuned for that. Mark your calendars, June 3rd. Summer reading lists. I'm sure between myself and all of the other moms that I'm sure there will be lots of inspiration and lots of ideas for you to start. If you're not already subscribed, subscribe button, hit the notifications bell. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments. If you're new here, introduce yourself, and I hope to see you in my next video. And until next time, stay rooted.